Arby's gone! Arby's gone! Arby's! Double down! Get those fucking wings! Arby's!
You can hear the cheers of the onlookers as everyone comes together in the parking lot of a once-abandoned Family Dollar in the Ninth Ward of New Orleans. That vibe, where everyone's got each other's backs and nobody's left out, it just hits different. It's about more than just food or fun. It's about genuine connection and looking out for your own. Now imagine channeling that exact feeling and building something even bigger with it.
Picture a space untouched by capitalism, a place where you can pick up what you need and vibe to great music all by just walking in the front door. That's what the Fred Hampton Free Store in New Orleans is all about. Here, everyone is welcome to grab essentials with no cost, no hassles, and no questions asked. Inspired by the revolutionary vision of Black Panther leader Fred Hampton, the Free Store is more than just a spot to pick up clothing or to attend a hardcore show. It's a living example of community care, solidarity, and dignity for all.
The Fred Hampton Free Store is a mutual aid community space in New Orleans' Lower Ninth Ward, opened in April 2023 by the Greater New Orleans Caring Collective ran by Dan Bingler. The store grew out of grassroots pandemic relief efforts when volunteers delivered groceries and supplies across the city beginning in 2020. Housed in a former Family Dollar, the space offers free food, clothing, toiletries, books, and other essentials to anyone who needs them.
For some historical context, Fred Hampton wasn't just a powerful leader. He was someone who actually built community. As deputy chairman of the Illinois Black Panther Party, he helped shift the party's focus from just protests to real everyday support for people who were struggling. He believed that meeting basic needs, like food, healthcare, and safety, was the first step towards justice. Under his leadership, the Panthers ran programs like free breakfast for kids, free health clinics, clothing banks, and daycare. These weren't just charity. They were about building solidarity, showing people that their community cared, and helping them feel empowered. Hampton didn't stop at race or neighborhood lines. He helped form the Rainbow Coalition, bringing together Black, Latino, and poor white communities in Chicago to work together against poverty and injustice. He believed that by supporting each other and organizing collectively, communities could start to fight the systems that kept them down. Basically, Hampton's approach was simple but powerful. Take care of each other, build strong community ties, and empower people to stand up for their rights. That's the spirit behind the Fred Hampton Free Store, a space that puts care, solidarity, and community first, just like Hampton did.
The Free Store is home to a variety of events. Community skate nights every Wednesday night bring skaters and neighbors together to share gear, snacks, and space. The store also hosts the annual ACAB Zine Fest, which gathers zine fans and organizers to trade abolitionist art and ideas, strengthening the store's role as a center for creative resistance. Additionally, the store hosts DIY punk shows through Valley Up NOLA. The kicker is, no one is ever turned away from these events for a lack of funds. This shows true solidarity with the people living in New Orleans, understanding that people still deserve to have fun despite financial obstacles. The Free Store is truly a vibrant community space where people connect, support one another, and build collective alternatives through culture, care, and collaboration. To quote Max Ernst,
say that the community built at the Free Store is the definition of what the people's place should be. When you have a place built around trust, empathy, and open communication, you create something ideal and exciting. And I feel that every time I'm at the Free Store.
It's important to note that despite the community-oriented nature of this space, this scene is not perfect. There are many so-called creeps, gang members, and neo-Nazis that have been caught recently hanging out around the Free Store, and since the scene is mostly a younger crowd, these events tend to become big news. In my opinion, this tarnishes the goodwill nature of the Free Store. My main goal for this video essay was to figure out why exactly Fred Hampton became the face of the Free Store. In an interview with my good friend, Jack Broussard, someone who regularly hosts movie nights there, he explained that the people running the space are just genuinely inspired by Hampton's community-focused values and mutual aid mindset. And it's not just symbolic. Fred Hampton Jr. actually visited a few years ago and gave his blessing for them to use his father's name. So the name really lines up with what the Free Store is trying to do. In the end, learning why Fred Hampton's name represents the Free Store helped me see how intentionally the space is rooted in community care and solidarity. Hearing it directly from people involved made it even clearer that the Free Store isn't just inspired by Hampton, it's actively trying to live out his values every day. And honestly, if Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory ever visited, he'd probably say the whole thing is socially and structurally optimal, right before reminding everyone to keep the donated items in perfectly labeled bins. In my opinion, the Free Store lives up to the values of Fred Hampton as a whole. With the huge sense of community present, I feel like this space will keep trucking for a very, very long time.
This is a song about the seedy underbelly of the carnival, the part that only the kids know about.